Hey there guys, what's happening and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to unravel the story of a hero, and the hero's name is
Steven.
Anyone want a wet bagel?
Before we get into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alright, let's get into this. So our journey begins in the serene beach city, home to a young, ever-curious lad named Steven Universe. But this isn't your everyday suburban settlement, oh no. It's where Steven shares his roof with a trio of magical beings called the Crystal Gems. As Steven blossoms through his tender years, the mysteries of his heritage unfold, gift-wrapping him new powers. Before long, our hero becomes the beating heart of the Crystal Gems, sharing not just a name, but a destiny with them as well. Now you might be thinking, who in the hell are these gems? Well, let me explain. Just a heads up, the time stretch before Steven was born is what we'll refer to as the BS era. Alright then, gather around everyone, let's rewind way back before your grandma's grandma even knew what a grandma was. Now it all began on a planet called Homeworld. Sounds mysterious, right? It's the OG home for the gems. These aren't your usual shiny stones, by the way. These rocks think, they feel, and they look fabulous doing it too. So how did they come to life? Well, let's just say the universe sneezed and gave these rocks a soul. So here's White Diamond. She's like that mysterious aunt who's been around forever and no one really knows her age. She was the founding mother of gems. With her age and sparkly wisdom, she set up Homeworld's own brand of monarchy, or should we say, gemocracy. And she's at the top, obviously, because she's the fanciest rock there is. Now, there are rules in this place, as in no cross-gem fusion or off-color gems. Now joining White on the fabulous Diamond podium are Yellow, Blue, and the teeny tiny drama queen Pink Diamond. Together, they're the Diamond Authority, kinda like a gemmy version of a galactic girl band, but less singing and more dominating. These diamonds, not great at sharing. They go around picking out planets like you pick out candy at a store. I want that one, and oh, that shiny one too. And they took 43 whole planets and 2 solar systems. Meanwhile, Pink Diamond was hopping around until she finally snagged Earth as her personal playground, just as she'd begged for. But oh, she had this lively playmate Spinel, whose charm had started to wear thin on her. So what did our Pink Dearie do? Tricked Spinel into a game of statue, and Spinel took that way too literally. Let's give a shout out to Spinel for the world's longest game of freeze tag, which lasted about 6,000 years, mind you. Now with Earth as her playground, Pink got her swanky kindergarten where baby gems pop out of the ground like radishes. But while setting up her glittery dollhouse, Pink, disguised as rose quartz, suddenly thought, hey, maybe turning planets into gem factories isn't cool. She tried chatting with the other diamonds, but they missed the memo. Blue even tried making a human zoo. Classic miscommunication. Dressed as rose quartz, Pink's heart did a little flip for Earth. It wasn't just about dominating anymore. She was falling in love with Earth's messy beauty. So when she decided to protect Earth and stand up against her cosmic family, the stakes were indeed high. This wasn't just some space drama, this was a revolution. And thus, under starry skies, the Crystal Gems were born.
Wow, that's incredible.
Cue epic adventure music. Pink Diamond was fed up with the whole let's conquer the universe ideology spearheaded by the Grand Diamond Authority. Under the chic alter ego of Rose Quartz, alongside her trusty sidekick Pearl, she thought it was high time someone stood up against this cosmic conquering mafia. So they ditched the diamond drama and formed the Crystal Gems, a rebel crew with a knack for saving planets rather than subjugating them. As word of their rebellion snowballed across the cosmos, gathering likes, shares, and intergalactic retweets, the Diamond Despots were far from thrilled. Blue Diamond decided to take matters into her own hands, landing on Earth with her entourage to nip the uprising in the bud. Among her posh posse was a future-seeing Sapphire and a trio of Ruby guards utterly clueless that they were about to experience a gem of a change of heart. When push came to shove, amidst the gem jam, Ruby and Sapphire found themselves tangled into an unexpected fusion, creating Garnet. It was a color blend revelation, like stumbling upon the magic of purple while muddling red and blue paint, only with more sparkles. Blue Diamond's court was horrified by this fusion slip-up, and Garnet was shooed away like a mischievous cat caught on a countertop. As Ruby and Sapphire wandered the wild earth, they might have felt like characters in a gem telenovela. Through mishaps, misadventures, and a touch of gem magic, they grew closer and ultimately fell in love. Aww. Choosing to fuse into Garnet this time, they went on and explored the wondrous yin and yang of their combined existence. When Rose Quartz, or formerly known as Pink Diamond, saw Garnet, she was super thrilled. This fusion was more than just a rebel rally cry. It was a harmonious note of a universe where gems could mix, melt, and morph into something magnificent. Garnet was all in, joining the Crystal Gems' crusade with an effervescent step. Rose gave peace talks one last jaunt with the Diamond duo about their earthly takeover tirade, but alas, it was like talking to a wall. Frustrated, Rose dialed the rebellion up to 11, and thus, the Gem War erupted around 5000 BS, kicking off a millennium-long dance of defiance filled with sparkly skirmishes. And let's just say, things got a little shattered. Gem fragments flew left and right. It was like a diamond jewelry sale gone horribly wrong. But fear not, guys, our Crystal crew managed to fend off the invaders and saved good old Earth from being turned into an intergalactic colony. Score 1 for Team Earth. So the smoke cleared, the shattered got swept under the cosmic rug, and things went calm, kinda like the quiet before the storm. Post this catastrophic war, the mighty Diamond Authority tried a flashy trick to erase any remaining rebels on Earth, but goofed up, turning them into mindless monsters instead. Rose, acting quick, shielded herself, Pearl, and Garnet from this mishap, while Bismuth and Lapis dodged a bullet in their own unique way. Now, the trimmed-down Crystal Gems added a late-blooming Amethyst to their squad, transitioned from rebels to Earth's unsung janitors, cleaning up corrupted gem messes. They built the Crystal Temple, paving the way for what's to become Beach City. Now let's zoom ahead into the 90s, where we meet young Greg DeMayo, who swapped college life for some rockstar dreams, becoming Greg Universe under the influence of his idol Carrie Moonbeam. Despite an unfortunate manager choice, Greg's path took a magical turn upon meeting the enchanting Rose Quartz at one of his shows. Love blossomed in the air, leading him to a new home in Beach City and a job at It's a Wash Car Wash. In the year 2000, Greg and Rose welcomed their stellar son Stephen Quartz Universe into the world. With a gem from Rose embedded in his belly button, a unique legacy awaited Stephen. As the years rolled on, Greg and the Crystal Gems found themselves navigating through parenthood, trying to fill the irreplaceable void Rose left behind when she gave up her physical form to let Stephen come into the world. By 2013, a beach house sprouted next to the Crystal Temple, marking a new chapter for 13-year-old Stephen. Trading van life for a room of his own, Stephen started to embrace his gem heritage. And now, at last, the real adventures begins with the start of Season 1. One fine day, Stephen discovers that his gem is glowing, a sort of cosmic puberty, if you will. The Crystal Gems decide it's about time he gets some real gem education, so they venture into the fine art of weapon summoning. Surprise, surprise, our lad pulls out a shield, and not just any shield, mind you, but the iconic one once wielded by his own mother, Rose, to protect the gem from the same colossal beam of light unleashed by the Diamond Authority in their attempt to obliterate all gems on Earth. Oh, and he can also shapeshift his fingers. Fast forward a tad, and the Earth is having its moment in the sun. Ah, peace and quiet. That is, until this ominous surveillance orb appears in the sky. The Crystal Gems scramble, and with the help of Rose's laser cannon, zap that peeping tom of an orb into oblivion. Crisis averted? Well, only for a hot minute. As Stephen gets cozy with his new powers, he hops along a series of missions, stumbling upon new friends and a mysteriously pink lion. And if you haven't noticed, this isn't your run-of-the-mill feline. This one has a pocket dimension for storing trinkets and was once Rose's pet project. The lion also becomes his fluffy gateway to some of his mom's past secrets. The season really spices up when Peridot, a gem from the Homeworld, shows up following the surveillance orb debacle. Her visit, however, isn't for some friendly tea time, and guess who she brings along? Lapis and Jasper, the tough cookies who believe Stephen is Rose Quartz reincarnated. Talk about mistaken identity. A chaotic tussle ensues, landing our gems in a ship en route to Homeworld. But here's where things get saucy. Inside the ship, Steven discovers that Garnet is a love-infused fusion of Ruby and Sapphire. With this revelation, the ship descends into mayhem, crashing back to Earth and leading to a face-off with Jasper. Jasper decides to fuse with Lapis, turning into a monstrous entity called Malachite. But plot twist, Lapis double-crosses Jasper and drags them both into the ocean's abyss. Now after all this, Steven's got the whole protective boyfriend vibe going on, telling Connie, "Stay safe, baby." But Connie, she's like, "Hold my sword." Next thing we know, she's learning ninja moves from Pearl. Now on the other side, we have Peridot, who's playing hide and seek on Earth. She's the "I'm not hiding, but actually I totally am" champ. The gems chase her around like it's the biggest game of tag. And while they do catch her eventually, she drops this massive drama bomb. There's a giant Earth Smasher called the Cluster lurking below. It's basically Earth's ticking time bomb. But Steven, Mr. Positivity, warms up to Peridot, melting her heart. Then, they hatch this wild plan to punch the Earth's core and face off with this Cluster. Sounds intense, right? Well, it actually is. But Peridot calls the big boss Yellow Diamond. Everyone's thinking, is she gonna rat us out? But nope, she plays the double agent and even shuts Yellow Diamond down like someone hanging up on an annoying telemarketer. And just like that, boom, she's officially Team Earth now. So remember the time when Steven accidentally brought to life those cute watermelon folks back in Season 1? Fast forward, they've now carved out their own little watermelon society on an island. The cool thing about this is that Steven can even mind chat with them. While the Earth's at the brink of destruction thanks to the dreaded Cluster, Steven and Peridot brainstorm a bold idea to have a heart-to-heart with it. Now life isn't all a bowl of cherries. Our crystal gems receive a distress beacon from Watermelon Island where a Malachite, the spicy fusion of Jasper and Lapis Lazuli, has been spotted. It's a classic split-to-conquer scenario. While Steven and Peridot hustle to soothe the Cluster's doomsday jitters, the rest rush to the island to wrangle Malachite. And oh boy, Steven pulls some diplomatic strings, convinces the Cluster to chill out, bubbles it up, and the Earth is saved. On the island, the temperature soaring as the gems duke it out with Malachite. They manage to defuse her back into Jasper and Lapis, but Jasper decides to skedaddle. The good news? Lapis breaks free from the toxic fusion, inching towards the good side. Switching scenes, there's a sweet little spark fluttering between Steven and Connie, forming a super duo. When fused into Stevani, they unveil they're more than just a cute pair, they're a powerhouse. Yet the peace shatters when they stumble upon Jasper, who's up to no good with corrupted gems. Amethyst leaps into action, but eats dust. Fear not, Stevani swoops in and shows Jasper the exit, at least for the moment. Then, in the quiet kindergarten, the gang faces off with Jasper once again, who's thirsting for a rematch with Amethyst. A morale-boosting pep talk from Steven merges him and Amethyst into smoky quartz. They whirl a yo-yo, putting Jasper in her place. Though Jasper pulls a desperate move, fusing with a corrupted gem, which backfires splendidly, leading to her own corruption. Finally, Peridot bubble wraps Jasper, freezing her menace, for now at least. Now on to the blast from the past, Bismuth. Our long-lost crystal gem pal was found napping in a bubble within Lion's Mane. It's a hearty reunion, trips down memory lane, all leading to the forge where Bismuth unveils a gem-shattering weapon to Steven. But Steven, our soft-hearted hero, isn't on board with the shatter-happy approach, causing a fiery fallout. Amidst the turbulence, Bismuth gets poofed and bubbled again. After this, Steven's peaceful life takes a spooky turn as eerie nightmares plagued him, prompting his dad Greg to go on a detective spree to Korea. Over there, they close encounter Blue Diamond mourning over Pink Diamond's demise at the very spot she met her fate. Greg, the ever-so-comforting soul, shares his tale of loss with Blue. Surprisingly, Blue gets it despite the vast size and species difference. But oh no, her idea of a comforting hug is really weird. This has to be some misunderstanding, but she whisks Greg to the Homeworld's human zoo, a very bad tribute to Pink Diamond's memory. The crystal gems race to rescue Greg, uncovering a captive human civilization within the zoo. they manage a narrow escape amidst a heated debate between Yellow and Blue Diamond regarding Earth's fate, only to return to chaos as Gem Aquamarine kidnaps humans from Beach City for the zoo. Pushed to the brink, Steven confronts Aquamarine, revealing himself as Rose Quartz to her, hoping to negotiate peace with the Diamond Authority. Along with Lars, he ventures to Homeworld, setting the stage for some serious turn of events. They're swiftly whisked away to face the music in a courtroom that's every bit as glitzy as it is intimidating. But just when you think Steven's about to face the cosmic hammer of justice, along comes Zircon, a savvy defense attorney who spins the narrative, painting Rose Quartz, Steven's mother, in a new light. But Yellow Diamond's patience snaps like a twig, and into oblivion go our courtroom heroes. The plot thickens, folks, and Steven, along with Lars, dash towards Homeworld's underbelly, only to stumble upon the off-colored gems, the rogue ensemble that Homeworld deemed as misfits. Now the party doesn't last long as Robinoids burst into the scene and Lars finds himself in a rather explosive predicament. It's a tearjerker moment, quite literally in fact, as Steven's tear breathes life back into Lars, now sporting a new pink hue and magical locks. Steven discovers a hair-raising portal, literally through Lars's hair, that zooms him back to Earth, rallying the cavalry for a rescue mission. As the Earth Brigade preps for a cosmic crusade, Lars and the Off-Colors take the helm of a Homeworld ship, spiriting across the cosmos like the ragtag pirate crew you never knew you needed. Back on our home turf, Steven and Connie stumble upon the startling truth. Steven's mom was Pink Diamond. Now hold on to your hats, because amidst this storm, we also have a wedding in the mix. Ruby and Sapphire exchange vows, Bismuth rejoins the crew, but wait, here come the Diamond Divas crashing the wedding like your uninvited in-laws. Our ever so moody but dearly beloved Lapis makes a smashing entrance, quite literally hurling a barn onto the invading diamonds. As celestial fists fly, Steven calls an astral truce, revealing his Pink Diamond identity and bringing a momentary end to the cosmic feud. But the peace is as fleeting as Homeworld's tolerance for rebellion. The gang now seeks White Diamond's aid to lift a curse. They thread back to Homeworld, where White Diamond, the glacial queen, casts a cold glare on Steven. Amidst a super posh gala, Stevani and Garnet spark a fusion frenzy, igniting a gem social revolution that White Diamond promptly quashes, tossing them into the clink. The situation got dicey, leading Steven to send an SOS to his earthly allies. Our sentimental diamonds, Blue and Yellow, finally warmed up to Steven's Save Earth campaign, facing off against a stubborn White. Just when you thought it was all doom and gloom at that point, in swooped Bismuth, Peridot, and Lapis to shake things up. But White played dirty, defeating most of our gem gang. Now down to a one-on-one. White tried to bring back Pink by literally prying the gem out of Steven, but surprise, it only affirmed Steven's identity as neither Pink nor Rose, but our one and only Steven universe. Finally, with a smidgen of humility, White released her grip, and our gang took a victory lap back to Earth, uncorrupted their gem pals, and had a hearty dose of happily ever after. Or was it? Finally, the Earth is basking in its newfound freedom, and our heroic crystal gems are finally taking a breather. Love's in the air as Steven and Connie make it official, but alas, summer camp calls and Connie exits the stage. Just as the duo was ready to write their summer love story, in crash lands a ginormous drill piloted by an angry gem named Spinel. Now remember the Spinel I mentioned before who waited for 6,000 years? Yep, she's the same one and has returned for some sweet vengeance. Spinel is on a planet demolition spree, but our heroes are no pushovers. They duke it out, but hold on, there's a twist. Everybody's memories have taken a little vacation. Spinel turns all cheerful and declares Steven her BFF. So after restoring their memory, Steven tries to get Spinel to drop the vengeance gig, but Spinel is having none of it. The final showdown sees a surprise entrance from the Diamonds, who take a liking to Spinel and whisk her away to Homeworld. Now, life on Earth has finally hit a soothing rhythm post all the intergalactic hullabaloos. The crystal gems, being the savvy beings they are, kickstart a quirky little homeschool. Their agenda? Teaching gems how to ditch the old ways and groove to the earthly tune. Flash forward, a bunch of rose quartzes decide to pay Earth a visit, and one of them is an exact replica of Steven's mom. This makes Steven all emotional and sends him on a self-appointed healer spree where he crosses paths with Pink Pearl. However, fixing Pink Pearl's eye issue turns out to be more of an emotional ordeal than a physical one thanks to some past drama with Pink Diamond. The tension triggers Steven's pink powers, turning the scenario into a dramatic episode. After this fallout, life on Earth turns a bit mundane with graduation ceremonies and the usual growing pains, until Steven, driven by anxiety and fear of abandonment, accidentally traps everyone in a bubble. Within this fortress, the truth bubbles up. Sadie and Lars are on different life paths. The bubble pops both literally and metaphorically, but leaves Steven feeling like he's floating in space all alone. Now you would think that things might be better, but oh no. Steven's internal chaos starts manifesting as, wait for it, he turns pink in his sleep. And not the rosy glow you'd hope for. A series of unfortunate events follow Steven's ill-fated marriage proposal to Connie, and let's not forget the freaky lymph growth. The diagnosis? A heavy dose of PTSD. No surprises there. Later on, they go on a father-son road trip, which would have been a heartwarming experience if not for Steven being an absolute jerk to his dad, blaming him for falling in love with a gem. But the road to self-discovery takes a detour as Steven turns to Jasper for some hardcore gem boot camp, only to end up shattering her in a sparring gone wrong. He manages to revive her, but the ordeal leaves Steven questioning, well, everything. Steven's journey of self-reflection takes him to Homeworld and back, only for him to put a brave face for his friends. But the facade cracks, and the boy literally turns into a colossal pink monster of self-hatred. Despite his friends and the Diamond's best efforts, it takes a reality check from Connie and a heart-wrenching realization for Steven to revert back to his human self. The healing begins, but Steven's ready to flip the chapter and explore his human side solo. Announcing his decision to leave Beach City hits everyone right in the feels, but the crystal gems play it cool, maybe a little too cool. But with a bit of prodding, and voila, the emotional dams break, and the farewell turns into a tear-jerking, group-hugging spectacle. With heartfelt goodbyes, our boy Steven sets out on a new adventure, leaving us with teary eyes and warm hearts, eager to see where the road ahead takes him. And there you have it, guys. That's Steven Universe in a nutshell. Do hit that like button if you had as much fun as I did, and dive into the next video for more mind-blowing content.